chop all these siege tanks now. Those drones really desperately trying to run for their lives. There's Wednesday Night Starcraft.
vVv gaming.
And hard-fought ZVZ from both vVv Titan and OGD Tora Bora to bring vVv on top. But now we have game number 4. It is going to be vVv Titan versus Binary Gaming's Paradise, who is a Terran player. This is going to be on MLG dual site.
Yeah, and one final thing, I know the fans out there are going to say it. It's a Zerg versus Zerg, and Terran was the overpowered unit. All right, anyways, getting into game 4. It is Titan versus Paradise, Zerg versus Terran on MLG dual site, and I am very interested to see what's going to go down here and see what Titan, I believe Titan would have said to, veto ML or, the Zelnaga Caverns, and instead going to be forced to play on dual site. And this is a matchup that I know Titans had problems with in the past. A 1v1 versus Terran on a map that only has 2 spawning locations. Your opponent knows exactly where you are, and Titan is one of those Zerg players that really wants to get very heavy into macro. We saw that in Game 2. We saw a strange opening into a Game 3 macro, which in the end Titan was able to come out ahead. But we'll see whether or not he'll be able to force Paradise to play a long macro game, especially against Terran, as Terrans like to do that 11, 13 racks or dual 11 racks on a map such as this.
Yeah, it's definitely what we'll be watching here. Will be Paradise's opening if he is going to do some sort of fast 2 racks pressure, or if he's just going to open somewhat of a standard, barracks wall off. Titan, I think, is going to, I believe Titan would probably open some sort of, kind of a delayed pool opening, but he might just go for a hatch first here. There are pros and cons with the 2-player spawning map. Obviously, you know where your opponent is without scouting, but also your opponent knows where you are without scouting. So, there is potential for early pressure, and Titan actually look like he is going to open with a gas and followed by a pool first, trying to play it safe. And it looks like Paradise here is getting his 13 gas, so we're not going to see any 2 barrack type opening here. And he is going to send his 14 CV out to go scout Titan and see what he's up to. And again, Titan throwing down his gas. Next thing you look for with Titan is you're just going to see if he's going to take his drones off gas, or how many he's going to leave on there after he gets his 100 for link speed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Titan, after getting 100 for link speed, will pull those drones off of gas. He's going to need to set up his hatchery. He just wants the metabolic boost on those Zerglings for better map control. Any time that you increase the movement speed of a melee unit, it's always very important, as those melee units can now actually deal damage, such as the Zergling. Spawning pool about to be completed now. It looks like there's already now just 100 gas, training up a queen, getting the metabolic boost, and also getting some Zerglings as well. Meanwhile, the drone not going to be able to make its way inside, so it's going to be all on this Overlord over here at the 10 o'clock position in order to push down and see what exactly is going to go on in this matchup. And we'll see whether or not we're going to go into a factory from Paradise.
Yeah, Titan not getting his expansion, doesn't even want to try to get it until these Zerglings are out. I'm sure he'll get it here in a moment. And now, yeah, he is going to lay that down. The queen is almost out, and we do have a factory coming down. And actually opting to get a 3rd Marine, so not going to get the quickest reactor he could. Also not getting a very fast 2nd gas as of yet. Usually, if you're trying to do some sort of heavy tech build, you see that 2nd gas come up right when the factory finishes, or anywhere near there. And the Marines do move out, did kill a Zergling, I believe, and he actually is getting a reactor on his barracks, so I don't know, I think he might be, I would say he was going to do some sort of siege tank push, but 1 gas really hinders that. You'll have blade tech, but actually, he is going to use a reactor for Hellions and getting expansion, so he is doing a reactor Hellion opening, but actually it's a pretty delayed opening. Usually you can get these 2 Hellions out pretty quick. If he decided to get a 3rd Marine instead of getting the reactor, so that was behind, which made the tech lab just kind of sit there for a little bit, and his expansion is kind of behind. So kind of an odd opening, but nonetheless, it is going to be reactor Hellion. Titan does see, I didn't see if he saw that. Let me check his vision. He did see the reactor Hellion, so he definitely knows that's on the way. Titan, on the other hand, his expansion is done. And he actually is not getting a Roach Warden yet. He does have 3 Q on gas, and here we go. Actually, might be able to pick off these 2 Hellions right away.
No, unfortunately for him, the Zerglings overran themselves just a little bit, and there was a pause, please. All right, so unfortunately for me, Paradise paused right in front of the waterfall, so all I can hear is a bunch of water. And let me get that away. There you go. Okay, so the Hellions are looking to make their way out and push up to the top. We are getting some spine crawlers. There is one queen up and running at the natural expansion, 2 queens now, so they should be more than enough to handle all of these Hellions. And you got to remember, these are not Blue Flame Hellions, and even Blue Flame Hellions wouldn't be able to deal that much damage, as they did get nerfed. Got hit with the nerf bat pretty hard. We'll see what's going to happen here as Titan moving off with these queens, and it looks like these Hellions are just going to be forced to retreat, perhaps try to come back with stronger numbers. 5 Hellions is really the magic number, as Titan, and now flying in with this Overlord, does spot the second orbital command, and also knows that there's now a tech lab on the barracks as well, and doesn't know that there has been a swap yet. So it looks like it is going to be going into the standard Marine tank that you mentioned. Stimpack now being researched. Reactor going to be up on that barracks, but it's still going to be a little bit of time before Paradise gets his second base up and running.
You know, this is actually a very odd situation for Titan. If you look at his vision, he did see that factory when it whipped it off, or I mean, he sees it now after it landed, but to his vision, he still thinks that there's a factory at the front. So, you know, I don't know what's going through Titan's head right now. He might think that's 2 factories, or he might just be like, okay, that's the factory at the front, but he doesn't know conclusively for sure yet. He might think this is going to be a mech build. Also, he did not see the additional barracks, but he did see that the tech lab on the barracks was researching something, which is a pretty big indication that you are going to go bio. Usually when you go, you know, Hellion Tank or Hellion Thor, you don't really get bio upgrades. But we do have a reactor coming down on the starport, and we do have +1 weapons coming down for the Terran. He is currently supply blocked right now, actually. Or no, he just got unsupply blocked. But Titan getting down a Baneling Nest and getting down an Evolution Chamber. His flare is finished, and he is on all of his gases. Probably going to be getting a 3rd base here soon. But if I was Paradise right now, I'd be feeling a little bit uneasy. The Hellions did not do really any damage at all. They, you know, Titan didn't really overreact by forcing wings or forcing, you know, spine crawlers. He has 1 spine crawler. So I think Paradise is just going to kind of turtle up until he decides he wants to take a 3rd and then do a push.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. Titan does need to take up his 3rd base at some point, and this is one of those instances where I think Dual Sight does not favor Zerg at all. This 3rd base is so out in the open. You can see how many ways there are to get into this 3rd base. Very, very wide open. I can't even call them choke points, just wide open floodgates to try to push into the 3rd, as the Hellions could easily run along the backside, get some easy damage back over here, or they could try to just come in through this middle opening, or pretend to go to the 3rd base and then just run up the ramp and try to perhaps do a run by. Not quite sure why Titan has his overlords in a conga line outside his base. Maybe I'll ask him one day. But really, it doesn't look like any side is really ready to engage as of yet.
Yeah, and this is actually a very... this could actually do a lot of damage, this drop that's coming in. It's going to be a dual medevac. Pretty much both of them full, 1 missing, 1 Marine, but there's going to be a 15 Marine drop. They have Stim, Combat Shield, +1, and medevac support, and unfortunately Titan just has the wings to deal with this. Aspire is just now finishing, and this drop can actually prove to do a lot of damage. So here we go. This drop is going to come in the back here. Titan does now have Mutus on the way, and now he knows it's there, and he's running his drones away. And now here comes a flood of wings here, but a good position could make this drop do a lot more damage, and possibly Titan actually backing up. Kind of smart thing to do right now. Can't really reach, and these Marines not really focusing anything. They are focusing the lair right now, as a macro hatch is nearby being completed. But actually this lair might go down, which if it does, that would set Titan behind kind of fast. Oh, a Mutus barely gets away, and now Titan's going to go in. The lair does go down, and he loads up, but now the Mutas are out, and they're going to kill off both these dropships. I don't really know if it was, I'm actually going to say that it was more worth it for the Terran. He did take out the main hatchery. He did take out the tech lab. He now knows that Mutalisks are on the field. So if you look back at the Terran camp, we do have 2 bunkers. We do have siege tanks that are finished. We do have Marines sitting there. with medevacs, but Titan here might decide to do a try to break the front as his third base is finished. So he's now able to saturate that, and his creep spread is a lot better this game. Wow, I didn't really even notice that until I looked at the minimap. His creep spread is really good. But now the Mutants are going to come and try to do some harassment.
Oh, the Mutalists overextending themselves. It looks like they're going to just try to continue to push, and now in come the Zerglings. Zerglings coming in from behind. Zerglings now going to catch some of those units off guard. But no, the bunker too much. Siege tanks in the back, able to detonate some of those Banelings. As I would really wish it would get rid of that waterfall. I can't even hear myself think sometimes.
Yeah, Titan definitely not happy with that engagement. He, like you said, he lost a lot of mutas kind of unnecessarily to Marines. He lost a lot of lings to siege tanks, and actually a lot of his lings actually took the side route out of the base and got hit by more Marine fire. And I think this is a very appropriate response from Paradise. He's probably going to move out. He just said, you know what, I killed I killed a few mutas. I did kill, a decent amount of lings right now. I killed off his main. Should probably try to do a pusher before Titan kind of gets real set back up. But Titan's lair is finished again as natural. He does have +2 armor coming out, so that is something to note. That siege tank, +1 for the siege tanks is not done yet, so it is going to take 2 shots for the Zerglings. But I think Paradise actually does not want to move out. He just wants to safely secure this third. And I think this is either going to prompt Titan to try to do some 3-base all-in, or he's probably just, knowing Titan, he's just going to try to take this 4th base over here at the gold or below his main, or both at the same time.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. It looks like Titan already trying to build a couple spying crawlers, making sure that his creep spread is good. The Mutalists are doing a good job of trying to maintain map control, just keeping track of, just keeping tabs on the main army. Army sizes, food count, 142 compared to 146. SCVs have taken a lot of damage already as the Marines are now trying to push in. There are also some Vikings there, but the Mutalists can outfly a Viking as the Mutalists decide to back off. Missile turrets finally coming in from Paradise, and Paradise should be able to set up this planetary fortress and get it well secured. And it looks like, yes, we are going to be having a hatchery over here at the gold mineral patch. It is a rich Vespene geyser with only 5 mineral patches. All right, so the non-standard maps, 5 mineral patches, rich Vespene geyser, so not a true full base at all. Almost like a 2/3 base or a 3/4 base. I don't have the time to really do the math.
Oh, and wow, Titan actually trying to delay this push as much as possible. As you can see, 38 wings on the way. He does have pathogen glands on the way. So I won't be surprised to see some infestors come out, but I don't really think he can sport the gas. No, he throws all of his gas into these banelings. Probably a smart move, as those infestors might not be out in time, depending on how quick Paradise pushes. And I think that's what it will come down to see how fast he can move, because as I said, the creep strip from Titan is just amazing. He's got his whole side of the map almost completely covered here. So it is definitely going to be a slow push, and pushing on creep is something you want to take very slowly. As any race, especially a siege tank based army from a Terran, because one misclick or getting caught out of position with your siege tanks not sieged up could mean the difference in the game. But here's Titan with a huge bling and muta army, and now he does actually have an infestor to back this up. And Titan, I think, just looking for a place to engage. He is splitting his army off now to try to do a counter, and we might go in here, but no, he is morphing in even more Banelings, so this is going to be a very Baneling-heavy army here. And Paradise coming in, and it looks like Titan is going to come in from all sides here, from the top and the bottom. And the siege tanks being left alone, no more siege tank now, so now the Banelings are coming to do, and wow, this was beautifully cleaned up by Titan. Most of the supply left in the army is going to be these medevacs, and Titan might actually just try to do a all-in counter attack here, as we only have the 2 bunkers and the 2 siege tank here, and that's exactly what he's doing. And oh my gosh, here come the Banelings coming in, and I think Titan might have just sealed the victory here.
Yeah, Banelings just rolling over the place. It looks like they're going to be trying to hit the mineral lines. It looks like a lot of SCVs have taken a lot of splash damage already. Mutalists going after medevacs. Banelings completely decimating Paradise's main mineral patch. Only the planetary fortress has any real mining action going on right now. And one Marine trying to fight back the swarm of Mutalists, and I believe Paradise will be forced to say GG, as the damage has already been dealt. Right now, Titan can afford to try to trade. He knows that his army is superior and will be able to pull back with the units that he does have and live to fight again another day. 87 Harvesters compared to 37. This is definitely not a situation you want to be in as a Terran.
Yeah, this Titan, I honestly think, was was in the back foot for most of this game. I think he knew it too. Like I said, that first engagement he had with the mutas and the wings he lost over here at the Terran's natural, he knew he didn't go his way. I think he felt kind of behind here. But Titan with just solid macro was able to keep up, and you know, I think it was a mistake during the engagement that you know, Paradise kind of left his tanks in the back and undefended by Mutalisk, so the wings were just easily able to surround those and take them out, and Paradise doing the only thing he can, and Titan pushing him before his banelings are even done, because I think he knows he can win this battle here. And I think this is going to be all she wrote, as again, the worker deficit is just crazy. There is no fourth base even going to be started yet, and you can see the saturation on that 2/3 base you're talking about here. I'm sure the geyser will be taken there, along with another hatchery. There it goes, the ghost blueprints for that just went down for the base under Titan's main, and again, I really don't see Titan losing this game.
Yeah, I don't see Titan losing this game right now. This is, if Titan were to lose this game, he would have to do something horrifically wrong. He's almost doubling his opponent's food count right now. His harvester count, 90 drones, is actually larger than his opponent's army, so he's going to be able to replenish that very, very easily. But the Terran player is sitting on about 1,300 gas. Unfortunately for Paradise, Paradise did lose a lot of his medevacs in the retreat, and that's always a bad state to be in. Whenever your medevacs account for, say, half of your resources in your army, that's never a situation you want to be in. But with Zerglings and Banelings destroying siege tanks and marines, that's also a situation that happens way too often, as I think Titan just wants to try to choke out Paradise. He wants to make sure that he doesn't overcommit to any fight, and he's now sitting at almost 200 food, and I think it's just going to be a little bit of time before he banks some minerals and then tries to attack again.
Yeah, it looks like in Titan doing what he wants with these Mutalisks, he doesn't have, you know, necessarily that many, but he is forcing stim. He forced a big stim just a minute ago, which what he wants to do, and there was a okay, there it goes. It's going through the back of the main now, a 2 medevac drop that's going to come around the side and hit that gold base over there. But at this point, I really think, you know, Titan does now have Ultralisk on the field. He does have 2/2 upgrade. Titan's plating is about to finish level 3 armor finish. So these wings or these Ultralisks are going to be completely damaged. And here comes the drop here, and Titan actually going to, you know, pull his army back to try to defend this. One spine crawler goes down, about 3 wings go down, but that's it. Drop definitely not doing what Paradise did. Now the music here, he's going to force to drop the rest, and that drop kind of actually took out a few banelings, so a little bit more cost effective, but definitely not near the damage that he needed to do. You know, those 2 medevacs full, that was at the time, that was a pretty significant part of his army. And look at all these banelings, 26 more banelings on top of the 25 Titan already has, so we're going to see about 50 banelings here. Luckily my math is good enough to you know, add those up, but Titan also has the second gold base down here. Not yet taking that gas, but again, he has his 4th, you know, Titan has all these bases. His creep spread is still really good, and I think this is going to be the final blow.
Yeah, Banelings, such a just a food-effective army. Banelings are now pushing in through the center. Banelings don't care if they hit siege tanks or not, and there's the GG by Paradise. Titan now coming back with a 3 straight games, and now putting vVv Gaming in a very nice position as we go into what may be the deciding match in this, Game 5 of Wednesday Night Starcraft.